Are we certain there is no room for us to stay in Tian's Landing? Do we really need to camp outside?
What? We're leaving?
The ground is soft enough for a warrior. Walls just get in the way when the fighting starts. Besides, I've yet to find a bed that fits me.
Not everyone has a hide as thick as yours.
The village is in rough shape. We'll make do.
I know. I don't want to impose on anyone.
Haha, if you change your mind, let me know. Few people can impose on people as well as I can.
I beg your pardon.
What do you want, Sky? You're watching me very closely and not with the eyes of a friend.
Nothing. I just wanted to know what it felt like to work for Death's Hand. That's right, isn't it? You're one of them?
I was. Do you seek an apology for their actions, or am I just the latest target in your search for vengeance? I have to disappoint you. I will not accept either role.
You shouldn't have to. Zoo is not an enemy, Sky.
So you say, but he certainly wears the uniform.
And you wear the skin of a thief. Look to yourself for a foolish place to lay your trust. Your own house needs attention before you attack your neighbor.
Right. Black Whirlwind.
What? What do you want?
We'll just speak to these, and then we'll go to the Imperial City. What did you do before you were with Lord Yun?
Why does it matter? I was born by my mother and sucked at her teat like every man. Well, like every man does with his mother. Anyway, by the time I was old enough to swing an axe, my father was dead and my mother disowned me. Of course, killing my father might have given her reason. I think she did it out of shame. My father beat me and my brother senseless, and made our lives miserable. Either way, that was the end of my childhood.
Well, shit. That was a brave thing you did.
Ha! I wasn't brave, I was furious. And he was drunk. It was an easy fight. I traveled a lot after that, begging for some things and taking the rest. Tough times, but not the worst. My axes and my wits kept me alive.
Your wits, huh?
Yeah. I had some wits before I got them all knocked out of me. Mostly I just used my axes and my fists. You'd think a 7-year-old might be an easy target, but I soon learned just where to cut a man to make him squeal like a pig. Ah, those were the days.
Indeed. What do you think about our current situation?
What are you asking me for? You've got everything you need to make that flying machine go. So, let's go already.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to getting to the Imperial City. They've got the cheapest wine in all the Empire, and plenty of it.
I'm looking forward to it as well.
No, we've got better things to do right now. Maybe I'll feel like talking after I've bloodied up my axes a few more times.
Very well, dudes.
Meh.
Meh to you too.
Thank you again for rescuing me from those things. I owe you my deepest gratitude. Is there some way I can be of assistance? As I mentioned, I am but a simple bun master, with a dear wife who has turned my life into a miserable cesspool devoid of humor and excitement. Bless her soul. My wife ensures that I work very hard every day to become the best bun master in the Imperial City, perhaps the best in all the Empire. Though I was one of the most respected fighters in the Empire before I met my precious bride, she made sure that I became something more, or less.
Why doesn't she like you fighting?
As I mentioned before, my style requires that I drink. She detests drinking, though there are things she detests even more, like talk of us separating. My loving wife would knead me into several small dumplings and boil me in hot oil if she suspected I was even speaking to you about leaving her.
Well, that's just abusive.
Life is not all bad, though. I may have lost all my dignity and self-respect, along with my ability to fight, or even make a tight fist. But I am a bun master of some renown.
When we get you home, I'll speak to your wife.
I would sooner return to the cannibals and offer them what little flesh is left on my bones. But let's not discuss such things, if you don't mind.
Okay.
It would seem that we at last have the means necessary to get us back to the Imperial City, and for that I should be very glad. However, I must now face the greatest trial of all. My sweet wife will no doubt be waiting for me. Soon my time with the cannibals will be nothing but a fond memory. As you wish. I will be here waiting impatiently if you require anything.
Something's on your mind? We were talking about Gao earlier, but now isn't really the time to finish that conversation. Give me a bit to digest what's happened, and then I promise to regale you with the story of how I found him.
Okay, I'll look forward to it.
When you say the word, we're ready to leave. I'm looking forward to seeing the Imperial City again. I appreciated the hectic pace when I was there. When we reach the Imperial City, we'll have a whole host of new problems. You have to love a challenge.
New problems, new side quests.
Always happy to help.
Fun times. Let's go.
That's it! You have everything you need. Just let me know when you want to go and we'll set the marvelous dragonfly to flight.
And we're ready to go now. Let's just go.
Good, good! My beautiful dragonfly will finally get a real test. Let's hope those modifications hold up.
Have you seen anyone matching the description? The Lotus Assassins are getting impatient.
They were very vague and wouldn't answer my questions. Are they even sure of who they are looking for?
Does it matter? Death's Hand himself seeks this one. Do you need any more incentive than that? Just question everyone. This person apparently caused a lot of damage in the south. Here, what about this one? At least it's a man, like they said.
Very specific.
You, identify yourself.
By order of the Emperor and the Lotus Assassins, state your name and purpose for being in the Imperial City.
I am Furious Ming, a simple traveler.
We are questioning everyone who has arrived in the city recently. You bear a resemblance to someone we are looking for.
Is it the dragon tattoo that gives it away?
I don't know. He is tattooed in a similar way. The clothes could be the same. It's not enough to be sure.
We could hold him anyway. It's not a good match, but the Lotus Assassins would leave us be for a few days while they question him.
Is there a problem here, Captain? Well, is there?
Hello.
No, Princess Leanne. We were questioning this traveler by order of the Lotus Assassins.
Princess.
There is no need to pursue this questioning any further. You may go.
My apologies, Princess, but I was ordered to detain anyone even vaguely matching.
Captain, this man is here on a personal matter of mine that does not concern you. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Princess Leanne.
Then unless you wish to be transferred to the wall, you will leave and continue your search. Well, we meet again. I've watched your progress. It seems I underestimated you in Tian's Landing. I have no doubt that you will make as much of an impact on the Imperial City.
A princess, are you? The plot thickens. Forgive me, I'm not sure how to address you.
I understand. Our last meeting was under interesting circumstances. You may address me as Princess Leanne, the Heavenly Lily.
Princess Leanne.
It is, as you can see, customary to bow in my presence.
Of course, forgive me, Princess.
Somehow I did not expect you to kowtow so quickly. Or maybe I just hoped you wouldn't. I get so tired of fawning servants. That is why I often travel without official escort and occasionally present myself as someone less bridled by the rules of the court. You understand why I don't go into detail here in the street, don't you? With what I have to tell you, I don't want to lose that option of disguise.
Of course. Should we talk elsewhere?
That would be best. I trust the servants I keep, but this is best discussed away from the open street. I will not speak the location aloud. Take this note. We will meet nearby, but I must have a moment to acquire more fitting attire.
A rendezvous with a princess? Such a scandal.
That is quite enough. We will continue this at a later time. We both have questions that we will need answered. I am certain that my entourage would prefer that this take place in private. Your gruff nature is a bit too much for them.
Is it now? Don't blame them for the pampering you demand.
You are incorrigible. Get up, you lot. I'll be embarrassed for myself, thank you. Save your false modesty for my father's court. Don't be too long. My message concerns your master, and time is very important.
It would not have been proper for her to award it to you herself, but Princess Sun Lian requests that you accept this gift. She looks forward to your next meeting.
A gift, nice. A note from Princess Leanne. Oh my. She will be mine. Oh yes. She will be mine. Chapter 3, wherein the Imperial City is revealed. Silk Fox reveals her station, and the Lotus Assassins are infiltrated. The marvelous dragonfly bears you away from Tian's Landing towards the Imperial City. The fall of Gao the Greater and Assassin Lim will have far-reaching consequences, and your enemy will not let your actions go unanswered. Terrible forces gather ahead, and as you draw close, they will leave their mark as surely as you have left yours. The Imperial City. Here we are, this is where our party stands. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Let's just have...
My blades are yours to command.
Let's have Mr. Sky with us. I just feel like it. He's a cool dude. He's nice. Now, I'm not sure why in that cutscene the slave breaker was stood kind of here in the background. I find that weird. I find that weird. This guy here just tells you where all the freaking side quests are.
What a wondrous flyer you have. You don't see any of that design about the city. Since they became more common among the nobles, flyers have been fascinating to me. Allow me to officially welcome you to the Imperial City. I am Bai, the Outcrier, and I am here to direct you around our illustrious capital if you have any questions at all.
Bai?
It would be an honor to say that I aided someone who was greeted by Princess Sun Lian herself.
No, goodbye. Tell me about the layout of the city.
There are several districts within easy walking distance. This area is the market district, and it is filled with all sorts of merchants and traffic. If you cross the waterway and turn left, you will soon come to the Gate of the Golden Way, a rich and luxurious place. The Golden Way is connected to both the Scholar's Garden at its far end and the necropolis, though no one would venture into those burial grounds without good reason.
Tell me more about the immediate area.
Just over there is the Imperial Arena, where you can test your skills in the finest competition in the land, or grab a drink at the heart of the Empire Tavern within. Out by the waterway you can find the city gates and all manner of merchants hawking their wares. There's also a path off the market district that leads up to the Black Leopard School, home to an ancient order that studies the ways of combat.
The arena, the Black Leopard School. Side quest places. Let's hear about more places off the Golden Way.
The Scholar's Garden is a wonder to behold. It is decorated with rocks taken from the Valley of Sprightly Stones. The finest minds in the Empire congregate in the garden.
Another place with quests.
If you have a taste for history, the necropolis is accessible from the Golden Way as well. A city of the dead, the necropolis is filled with tombs of rich and poor alike.
That's somewhere we're gonna have to go. What about the Lotus Assassins? Where would I find them?
If you were wise, you would not look for the Lotus Assassins. They keep their secrets close, and even spreading rumors can catch their attention.
I brought this up. I'm the one taking the risk here.
I'm a fool for even starting this conversation, but I will give you some guidance. There are rumors of a secret entrance into a fortress the Lotus Assassins call their own. The entrance may be in the necropolis, which is off the Golden Way. If you're smart, you'll go no closer to that place than this question.
Well, that's not gonna happen. We're going there, obviously. It's gonna be a while before we do that, though. We've got a lot to do first.
A pleasure to be of service. Enjoy your stay here.
Can I go to other questions? Do you know anything happening in the city? This will tell you what quests are available, basically.
There's almost always something happening in the city. There's Captain San, of course, standing guard at the gates out of the city. Word has it the captain has some bounties.
Bounties? He has 3, I think.
Rich rewards for those who can track down some wanted criminals.
Anything else?
You must know about the Imperial Arena. Kui, the promoter, is always looking for skilled fighters to participate in his matches. It's this huge building right here.
The arena. I'm going to be doing that. What else?
There's word from the Scholar's Garden that some strange outlander has taken up residence there, causing quite the ruckus, as barbarians typically do.
An outlander with a very famous voice actor. Is that it?
There's a rumor floating around that the Black Leopard School has been having some difficulties recently. Feuding masters, that sort of thing.
And the Black Leopard School.
The Black Leopard School lies across the waterway and up the grassy path, if you're curious.
I don't remember the Black Leopard School that much, but I'm going to be doing it.
Word has it there's going to be a new play happening sometime soon in the Golden Way district, over at the large pagoda on the left side of the road.
And a play.
It might not be ready to start yet, but it's certainly worth keeping an eye out for.
Indeed. Is that it?
That's all I can think of right now.
That's it.
A pleasure to be of service.
Good. Do these actually have new stuff to say?
Always happy to help. What do you need?
I guess they do.
I don't know about you, but if a member of the Imperial family were leaving me gifts, I'd be mighty curious to learn more.
Oh, I am.
Then again, the Scholar's Garden is full of more hot air than some flyers, so I can understand your reluctance to rush there.
What's on your mind?
I haven't been to the Imperial City in a while. I traveled here some time ago in my hunt for Gao. In fact, this is where the hunt began. I've come full circle, and I think it's time to let go of the past and look forward. We have exciting things ahead of us.
Camera's inside my face a bit there. It's like KOTOR over again. There's no shame in dwelling on the past isn't that great. There are more pressing things ahead.
More pressing and more dangerous. What we're attempting, it's madness. All the more exciting. In my heart, I know my daughter rests as easily as any spirit now. Whatever happens, I have that. And if we succeed, I know she finds peace.
Exactly.
If I could go back, I don't know if I would. I'm a different man now, and while I treasure the past, I look forward to the future with the same warmth.
Hear, hear. Good for you. Good for you, genuinely. We can't really say good for you anymore without it sounding sarcastic, can we? You realise you might not have a future if you follow me.
Bah, we'll find a way through any troubles. We're too resourceful to roll over and die. I'm excited to be back in the city. It feels like we're one step closer to our goal, but you know that better than anyone.
Oh, I do.
You brought us to this point after all. Who else could have gathered this crew or found such a quick way out of Tien's Landing?
Well, don't discount yourself for the others.
How do you manage that kind of humility? Some sort of special training?
No, I'm just a great stand-up dude. You can't be perfect unless you're humble about it too, you know.
It's good to see you still have a sense of humor. Some people mistake dry and boring for humble, and that's simply no fun. Given what we face, we need all the laughter we can get. Regardless, we have an empire to shake up. Let's go see how much trouble we can cause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. I'll be here if you need anything.
Nice. I don't understand what this is. I don't understand what this is. But it's there. That up there is the arena. I'm going to be doing that kind of early on, I guess. A Dawn Star.
The Imperial City. I'd always heard how impressive it was. The stories didn't do it justice. This is all so much to absorb. I would appreciate your counsel if you have time to speak privately.
I have time. Gather everyone. You can fly away from here. You can go back to Tien's Landing if you haven't done everything. I've never done it before because I always do everything before leaving, but you can go back. What do you wish?
I don't mean to distract you. I just wanted someone familiar around me for a moment, if only to reassure me that we are still in the Empire I thought I knew. I have long dreamed of reaching the Imperial City, but now that I have, under these circumstances, I am more overwhelmed than ever.
It's fine. I'm glad you're with me. We're a long way from home.
But that's what is bothering me. We can't be a long way from home because our home is gone. I can no longer say that what I see is strange or foreign because I have lost what I would have compared it to. I am the one out of place now.
That's not always a bad thing. You're alienating yourself before anyone else has the chance to.
I suppose that is a reflex of mine. I cannot be excluded if I don't belong to begin with. That is why I did not participate much while at the school. As a child, I was marked by ill omens, apparently named for them. The people in Two Rivers were polite, but many did not hide the discomfort I caused them. I was watched, studied. If someone's ox died within a season of me bumping my head, it was somehow my fault, and I was treated like a pariah. How do you deal with being able to sense the spirit world when people make such absurd conclusions?
I don't know. It's not your burden to try and belong when you're not wanted.
I cannot change who I am, I know. Perhaps I just have to let all of that go. It will not be easy. But I do feel that you have given me a strength I did not have before. I very much appreciate your support. We should continue this discussion later. I have much to think about, and our work here has only just begun. The Imperial City. I never dreamed I would reach it. Don't go too far. I'd get lost in this city. I know it.
I trust your plans go well, despite the dangers you face and inflict. Is there something I can do for you? That is an old wound. My departure from the Lotus Assassins was not gentle for either side. My immediate companions, those who were my brothers, fell by my hand. Lim was not among them. He would have died if he was. I was labeled as the one who deserted, and I am occasionally recognized. The result is always the same. Another death, more blood spilled. Such a waste for a hatred they cannot even understand.
It must be difficult to regret the deaths of so many.
Regret? I have no regret for killing anyone who challenged me of their own will. Death is a measurable cost of your actions. Some earn it sooner than others. Strength is the way of things, and death is the end, or should be. Some do not respect either. They have enough of one to defy the other.
Why did you leave the Assassins? Why do you hate them so much?
There is a place for the enforcer, the man or woman who brings death to those who have earned or otherwise deserve it. I consider that to be an honest calling. I did some harsh things while with the Lotus Assassins, but they no longer follow a path I recognize. They are a mirror of Death's hand, and he embodies corruption. You will see as you get close to him. He draws out the worst in everyone and displays it for all to see.
Death's hand will fall like any other, you will see.
You have no concept of the devotion of his followers. Perhaps we will talk again when I see more of where your path will lead you. For now, you should continue your search for a means to reach the palace. Your master will be waiting. Goodbye.
This whole video is just going to be talking to people, but there you go.
What? What do you want?
Whatever. Tell me about your past.
I remember one time I was hired by 2 warring clans. They were going to discuss a peace treaty, and they wanted me to make sure things didn't get out of hand. A bunch of fights broke out in the first few days, but after I'd killed a few dozen of their clansmen, they settled down. That's when things got boring. The leaders took the next 3 days to talk, and if they hadn't let me dip into their wine stocks, I might have snapped sooner than I did.
Why couldn't they reach a peaceful agreement?
The clan leaders were agreed on peace except for one thing, Jinlo, a beautiful clanswoman. Both leaders wanted her and neither would give her up.
Never gonna give you
After
up.
5 days, it looked like the peace would fall apart. It looked like the 2 leaders were about to come to blows over Jinlo, so I stepped in.
Did you kill them both?
It was my job to stop them from fighting, so I cleaved the wench in 2 and told them each to take a half.
Oh.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
God, that's awful. That's awful, dude. You're a brute.
It was easy. She was small, and my blades are extremely sharp. But it didn't really help, though. They weren't too happy with my decision. Everyone turned on me. Of course, they all died, but they gave me a good effort. I don't know what they were so upset about. Better a quick death by the sword than the prolonged agony of your heart being ripped from your chest and thrown to the dog.
God. You are terrible. You are terrible.
Whatever.
I can't believe my luck. I arrive home after being lost, only to find that my wife has gone off to visit relatives.
I thought you'd be happy.
I am very happy indeed. Instead of dying upon my return home, I am free. Until she returns, of course. As you say, I will be here scrubbing your pots until you call upon me again.
I have pots? I have pots? Where? Where? What is this nonsense? A weird thing that I've noticed is that when I'm speaking to everyone else, they just continue with their conversations, but when I'm talking to Sky, I have to click continue after every piece of dialogue. Oops.
I love shopping in the city. They have everything here.
So,
Be on the lookout for the Scourge of the South. It is your duty as citizens of the Empire to report anyone who matches this description. Keep an eye out for a bare-chested wild man with hair covering his back and arms.
hair.
Reports suggest he is well over 7 feet tall and fully armed. This man is very dangerous. Do not try to apprehend the Scourge of the South, but instead report what you've seen to the authorities immediately.
Well, at least they have no idea who they're looking for.
The Scourge of the South. I wonder how many people I'd have to steal from to get a name like that. With that description, they'll never find you.
Nope. Well, until I start causing trouble, of course.